Welcome to Brain Vision.
Okay, so we're doing chapter 26, problem 71. It says a Wheatstone bridge is a type of bridge circuit used to make measurements of resistance. It says the unknown resistance to be measured is Rx. So this is the one that's used to measure. And it's placed in the circuit with accurately known resistances R1, 2, and 3. One of these, R3, is a variable resistor which is adjusted so that when the switch is closed, momentarily, the ammeter shows a zero current flow. So part A, determine Rx in terms of R1 and 2 and 3. Okay, so if the ammeter shows no current with the closing of the switch, that means points B and D must be at the same potential, because if they weren't at the same potential, this point and this point, if they weren't at the same potential, there would be current flowing through the ammeter. So that means any potential difference between points B and D would cause current to flow, and thus the potential drop from A to B must be the same as from A to D. So that means because of that argument, we know that VAD equals VAB. Okay, so from that, we can just figure out what that means. That's saying the same as voltage across R3 equals the same as the voltage across R1. So if we have a current that's coming in here, right, this is our I, we have I3 going that way and I1 coming down this way. So what our equations over here say is that I3 R3 equals I1 R1. Okay? And from the same argument as shown here, we can see that the voltage drop from B to C must be the voltage drop from D to C. Or VRX must equal VR2. So from that, we know that I3 RX equals I1 R2. So Rx now equals I1 R2 over I3. Well, if we rearrange this top equation, we know that I1 over I3 is R3 over R1. So let's plug that in, and this becomes R3 R2 over R1. And this is what Rx is. Perfect. Part B now asks if a Wheatstone bridge is balanced when R1 equals 630 ohms, R2 equals 972 ohms, and R3 equals 78.6 ohms. What is the value of Rx? Well, that's just plugging things in. So Rx now equals 972 times 630. Oops, sorry. 972 times 78.6 all over 630. Plug that in, we get an answer of 121 ohms. Awesome.